still live. Whoo! What? Oh yeah. I'm proud of my success. I'm proud of my creation. God Kinetica, sculpted by God Kinetica. Ooh. Alright. Alright, gentlemen, let's talk. We're on a roll. Keeping these videos pumping, so that you can get girls and maybe be dumping. Or keeping them, whatever you like. So today we got a couple people we're going to be helping out. And, I noticed this one thing about Reddit. It's a little bit woke. Because I like to point out that the red pill community for men is a quarantined subreddit. Do you know how fucked up that is? How wild of a statement that is to quarantine a subreddit? That's like for the worst of the worst. But red pill women is just lying. Like, you can just look at that. You don't even have to sign in. But what else do we expect from a Western company? Am I right? So the first person we're going to be helping out is a girl from the Red Pill Women subreddit. Her name is Snootfly. Title of her post is want kids before 30, but boyfriend wants to wait. Okay. So let's see what's up. Hi all, I'm 28 F. Yep. Sounds about right. There's only two of them. So you are either M or an F. Dating a 28M. We've been together for 5 months and I asked him a week ago when he sees himself having kids. He's told me before he wants marriage and a family. He said he doesn't want to be a young dad and would want to be in his 30s for his first and be more financially stable and enjoy marriage first before kids. I understand this, but ideally would want my first child at least 30. I said by 33 I want to be a mom, and he said that that's not far away. Quick math says it's right. That's not far away. I've had a miscarriage before in an abusive relationship and want children more than anything. And I know it's more risk the older you get. She's been keeping up with biology. My miscarriage was due to the stress of the abuse. I'm not established in my career yet due to layoffs, and neither is he. So I very much see his point. Alright, we got a girl who's able to do some deducing with logic. That's a quality, especially in a female. However, I love him very much. Feel he is my person and absolutely adore him, and we agree on everything in life. But I don't know what to do, as I want to be a mom more than anything, but I don't want to start having kids mid-30s. Thoughts? Where do we begin? You guys are both the same age, right? He's 28, you're 28. As a man, he can have kids forever, actually, right? As a female, you do have a biological clock that's going to start running out very soon. 28, 30, yeah, downhill from there as far as both looks and reproductive abilities go. Like 16 and up is best for reproduction. As far as what age is the most attractive, anywhere between that and 24 most likely in general terms, right? So, you know what's up already, and you're trying to avoid hitting that wall in a way that prevents you from having the family that you want. So here's what we have to look at. Being a parent is a two-person role, a two-person task, right? You got to have the mom, you got to have the dad for things to turn out perfecto, right? You're asking him in his youth, going into his prime, to have children. See, you didn't have children in your prime, right? But you're asking him to have kids in his prime. How is that fair? It's not. He isn't really making that bankroll yet, and neither are you. And to have kids, you need a lot of money. In fact, people who don't have money shouldn't have kids. It's that fucking simple. If you're not balling, then what are you doing with kids? Because it takes a lot of money to ensure the future of kids. You don't want to skim by or barely get by and your kid turns out okay. You want to ensure that they turn out excellent. What if the car that you drove, the manufacturer, just made it so that it was probably going to be safe for you? How would you feel about that every day? How would you feel about putting your family in that every day? Because when you don't have enough money, that's what you're doing with your family. You're like, they'll probably be okay. Another point I like to delve in on that is that every time you see a bum, that person has the last name of somebody who 500 years ago should have got their shit together, because now their family tree has fallen and they have bums. They went from wherever they were then 500 years later, got some bum on the street of New York. Fucking congratulations, right? You know, like, no. You should always want legacy for any family you decide to have. And if you can't provide a legacy for them, then don't have the child. Now, as far as the timing goes, right? First, you guys got to get money. And then when you get money, money doesn't happen overnight most times, right? That takes time. When you get money, the first thing you're going to ask him to do is become bogged down with your and the child's neediness. The first time he's actually in a life where he's balling, where he could like take a trip with his girl anywhere in the world and like see the most beautiful things that the planet has to offer and like live stress-free, you want to introduce a new layer of stress into his life and rebog him down with commitment. So now that, you know, hey, let's go out. Hey, I wanna bang you tonight. Oh, hey, let's go do this. You're like, oh, the child. That man doesn't want that. See, you used the correct word when you said, I want a child. Because everybody who wants a child wants a child. You don't need a child. You want a child. And you people want children like they're fucking pets, man. I've seen people more prepared to deal with huskies than children. And huskies can be kind of needy. And you guys just want these things. But you shouldn't have a husky unless you can fully prepare and take care and provide for that husky. And you also shouldn't have children unless you can do the same for those children. And children have the longest gestation period of any creature in the planet. You are bogged down with that child to some degree for some amount of time. And don't be like, oh, I love it. Fuck your feelings. You're in the red pill, right? You understand that? Fuck your feelings. You love your child, sure, but to say that your child isn't a burden is a complete lie unless you're filthy rich. And even then, there's going to be times where your child takes more out of you than you are willing to give at that moment. Or maybe even for a span of time. It's possible. All this is not to say that you shouldn't have a child, but you have to understand what you're asking. And understand that you might be 35 and still without a child. Let me put this into perspective for you, right? You guys have been together for 5 months and you're bringing up a question and seriously thinking about something like that. Like, if he said, let's have a kid tomorrow, you'd say yes. What the fuck are you thinking? No one should have a child after 5, 6 months, a year, or even a year and a half, even 2 years of dating. Even 3 years of dating is too soon to have a child. That's asinine. The soonest you guys could even think about having a child is like 32. But that's from a length of relationship time, right? You need 4 to 5 years in a relationship before you even ask something like that or even start considering something like that. And even then, I think that's early. The thing is about 4 or 5 years from now is when the money is actually probably going to be pretty good for you guys. And to ask him to do that is a lot, right? If you're not okay with him seeing other females, as you should know from being in the red pill, that's something that we all enjoy, then that's something else that you would be making difficult for him. But at the same time, you do understand that your biological clock is ticking. That's why the red pill tells girls to lock down a high-value man in their early years. If you were 19, 20, found a great man and you guys hit it off, you rated 5 or 6, 7 years to have a kid, it wouldn't be a big thing. But you're kind of getting to the situation a little bit late, right? And so it is kind of a situation for you. I would say that 35 would be ideal for your situation. And the reason I say that is because that's about 7-ish years or so, right? You're asking him to get with you in a brand new relationship that you guys literally just started and have a child with you during the lifespan of one console cycle. One complete console cycle of an Xbox or a PlayStation. You're asking him to start a fresh relationship with you and have a kid with you within that time frame. Just say that out loud, that I want to get with a man and have a kid with him within the time frame of one console cycle. That's crazy when you say it like that, right? But that's what you're asking. Howsoever, your body really can't wait longer than that. So 34, 35. But he has got to be able to enjoy his time when he finally gets financial freedom without having to worry about some kid that's barfing all over the place. He's not going to like that. And you're not going to like how he turns out if you do that to him. So keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Are you broke? Are you not broke? Are you broker than a joke? Are you doing good? Are you not doing good in life? Well, this YouTube channel's for you. God Connecticut, the host, owner, and badass mofo of GGX Straight Up. Looking good in the neighborhood as always. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'd like to give a shout out to myself for today's sponsor. Now, I want to ask everybody watching this real quick, very, very brief question. How much did you pay to watch this video? Oh, really? You don't say. Oh? That's absolutely amazing. Well, since you got in on this video at that low price, how about you do what you can to show a little love and support? Hit the subscribe button right now. Just smack it in the face like somebody told you your girlfriend's fat. Only if she isn't fat. If she is fat, just like nod and agree and then get her on some, weight loss pills and a treadmill. Get her a gym membership. Can't be walking around no fat hoes. Okay? No fat sloots. Anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, show some love. Now back to the video. Alright, so this guy is named Amazing Egg. He's from the Red Pill subreddit, the one that's quarantined. That's fucked up. But anyway, he's from there. And we're going to see if he's really amazing or if he's just an egg. The title of his post is, "I've cucked myself really bad. Now I can't stop punching my fucking wall every time I think about it." He didn't put the there, but I know it's there. So he says, "I was fooling around with a chick in my friend group that wasn't sure whether I wanted to get into something more serious with her due to her previous friendship history. Parentheses, he puts, basically only lasted a significant amount of time with someone who berated her regularly and beat her a few times. The rest were good guys that maybe could have teased her every now and then, but that's about it. None of them lasted more than a week with her, and the last two were 3 days max." I guess the berating and beating wasn't too bad if it was only for like a week. Holy shit. She doesn't know how to keep a relationship. "While I was unsure of my intentions with her, a friend of mine asked me whether I'd be okay if he made some moves on her. I honestly didn't care about it at the time, so I said, yeah, let her choose who she wants to be with. I was expecting her to be grossed out by him. Her body language whenever he was around made it seem as such. Although I did see them kissing at one point before that. And the most he would get from her would be making out a couple times, but no. The motherfucker claims to have banged her twice. I don't trust him 100% on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was true. Now, from what I hear from my friends that talked to her about this, she agreed to go out with him, but it only lasted a few days because at that time she thought I wanted nothing to do with her, but made her feel like shit. And since she's really desperate for love and attention, this is well known amongst our friend group, she gave him a chance despite not really being into him, just trying to fill that void that I left. She claims that they never did anything more than make out. She went out with him and it only lasted a few days. She bangs everybody she goes out on dates with for a few days because she only goes out on dates with guys for a few days. Yeah, your friend ain't lying, dude. Then when she realized that I was actually into her, she started acting really cold towards him and told everyone that she was hoping he would dump her because of it. Don't want to dump him on her own. I'm very torn about the situation. On one hand, I feel good because she chose me over him. She chooses everybody over somebody else. But on the other, I don't want to destroy shit every time I think about the possibility of him fucking her. I told him face to face that despite me allowing him to do this, I wanted to punch him, but that was obviously not going to do because this was entirely my fault for letting him do it. While telling him about it did relieve some of the tension, I still feel like I'm going to explode at certain moments. You have anger issues. First off, you can't even get upset with a guy for talking to your girl, even if the girl is your girl. A friend, sure, but a guy's going to try to people try to break into cars all the time. You got to make sure your car's secure so that it can't be broken into and that you're not putting it in places where it's likely to be broken into. What advice can you give me for this situation? I don't even know who to trust out of the two, but her having sex with him in particular would be a pretty big ick. He's known for being bad at it and is pretty much one of the biggest losers in the group. You're an idiot. You're dumb as shit. So you got a group slut an actual group slut, and you're mad because she slutted around. What are your intentions for? Do you think you're gonna date this group slut and it's gonna just be like happily ever after? You already know you can bang her, so if that's what you want, then she is the group slut. Why are you so upset? You act like she has some intrinsic value. There's no value that she can bring to you. And I can tell by the way that you're handling this, there's no value that you can bring to her or are actually ready to bring to any girl. You also don't have an abundance mindset. Quick maths would tell you that you don't have to go goo goo gaga over a group slut. There's 10 billion people in the world, right? Half of them are female. Okay, like we could like boil this down for you, but just do the math. You got some fucking options, buddy. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're out of shape. You obviously don't have the mental capacity to deal with stress. You obviously can't make good decisions, and you're stressing over a group slut. You have a lot of self-improvement to do in the manosphere, in the red pill, before you're ready to take on any challenges or have any type of serious relationship. You wouldn't even know how to hit frame if a bed frame hit you in the head. Now that I'm done roasting you and kind of putting you in your place, let me give you some real advice, okay? If you want to just like get with her, sure. Don't say it's an ick that your friend who's bad at sleeping with chicks slept with this chick and you'd be turned off. The ick should be that she sleeps around with everybody and only has had a relationship for a couple weeks at a time. You're the ick here for even considering her a loss or even at all. You think I'd be banging some chick that just banged everybody in the group? I've said no to countless girls like that. That's crazy. No. Go out, go make some new friends or date someone else in the group or just go out and meet other girls. There's a lot of places you can meet girls. Go do that. Don't worry about this shit. Now, before you go try to meet any girls, we got to get you squared up because you are a misshapen egg. That's what you are. You are a misshapen, possibly even rotten egg with those anger issues. I would have punched you in the face for sleeping with the girl I said I didn't really care about. You're borderlining on retarded over there, okay? So calm the fuck down. What you need to do is work on your anger issues and your mental capacity. I actually recommend playing some role-playing games. Final Fantasies, some strategy games. And listen, it actually broadens your mind in a different perspective and teaches you how to think in a way that most people can't. Video games are highly educational and don't get a quarter of the credit they deserve, or even a fraction, to be honest. You also need to read some self-improvement books because you need to improve. Maybe 1 or 2 books. Don't go crazy. You don't need a book a month or even like 3 books a year. Just read 1 book this year and 1 book next year on self-improvement. You need to pick a favorite YouTuber, yours truly, and learn from them. Become a real man because you're just a male. You might have the anger of a man, but you don't have the control or the direction of one, which means you can't be a man. Chromosomes alone does not craft a man. That just dictates what's on your medical sheet as a male or a female. In your case, a male. So follow my channel, learn what I have to offer, and become a real man because you're not cutting it right now with those anger issues or thirsting over some whatever she is, okay? Like I said, if you want to just use her, sure. But she also sounds like a girl who might not be the safest to be sleeping with for a number of reasons. Also, does she have kids and is she taking anything to prevent that? There's a lot of things you need to think about a girl like that. She doesn't have the emotional stability or availability to actually hold a relationship. And you're not going to come along and be any different than some of the good guys you said that she dated. You're not going to be any better than them. Trust me. And she's not going to hold on to you any better. And she doesn't like to break up with people, which means these guys are breaking up with her. Men in general are slow to break up with females, especially females that put out. The fact that men are running away from her like a theater that's on fire should be the biggest red flag to you that you've ever seen. And if her standards are low enough to go out with you or your friend, and you think that you're going to start dating her and have a relationship with her, imagine if she's one day out at the grocery store or maybe like a club or something, right? Some man comes along, got a little bit of gym experience on them. You know what I'm saying? It says, hey girl, let me get your number. Hey girl, let's go back to my place. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to try to get with her the next day and find out everything is a little bit more looser and disjointed than when you last left it. And you're going to wonder why. Hey girl, hit me up with your number. That's what happened. And it's going to be your fault for being a fucking idiot. So, she has her place. She's clearly for the streets. Maybe even the fucking street corner. And you need to get yourself in shape physically and mentally. Because the only thing you would do, best case scenario at this point, is get a girl who's an actual good girl. And then fuck it all up. That's the only thing you're in danger of doing right now. You need to take about a year or maybe more and really recalibrate yourself. Get your money up, get your physical appearance up, learn to take care of yourself as a gentleman while still being a G. All right, so we helped out Snoop Fly 242, an amazing egg. Turned out to be a little bit of a spoiled egg. There's a little bit of green forming on the shell and probably on the egg. A little moldy, a little bit of a moldy egg rather than an amazing egg. But who knows, he might polish himself up. And as for Snooty, well, we're able to give her some good advice on how she needs to go forward with her situation too. I hope that you were able to take something from this and store it deep inside yourself, because that's how you improve. That's how you get better, right? You get a little bit better every day. I saw somebody say, get 1% better every day. Asinine, fucking insane, crazy. You're not going to get 100% better than what you are today in 100 days, okay? You'd have to be pretty bottom of the barrel to improve by 100% in 100 days. But you do get a little bit better every day. Always forward, never back. That's how you attack, okay? And as always, you know the deal. As long as you're watching, I'll be making. So I'm going to see you in the next video. And Snooty and Egg, I want you to share this video because I've taken the time to help you out specifically, as well as others who may be watching. And the only way you're going to get better is by getting the attention you need in the areas that you need. And that can be done here on this channel. All of you watching this and learning from this, share this with other people. Don't just keep the knowledge, give it out so that the world can get a little bit better. I'm going to see you in the next video. Go outside. Woo! Flexing and sexing, baby. And grab some ass.
The people are retarded.